Tattoos have been around for thousands of years. Almost every country has practiced the art of tattooing. Each country practices in their own ways. Tattoos vary from being plain, colorful, creative, and imaginative for today's time. Back in ancient times, tattoos were mainly always black and consisted of the simplest dots and dashes that turns bodies into works of art. When it comes to tattoos, the history can go on and on. The earliest form tattoos were found on an Iceman discovered on the Italian-Austrian border, and this man was believed to be from the time before Jesus Christ. There are many common uses for tattoos. These common uses consist of identification, ritual purposes, rites of passage, and to show rank. Tattoos were practiced mainly among the tribal people, but also through other people as well. Sakyant tattooing is done in Thailand, and it is a Buddhist tradition. It is used for ritual purposes. Sakyants eventually will cover a person's entire back. Sakyants are a form of ritual tattooing, and people who receive sakyants believe that they can change their lives in a positive way. It is believed that once given a sakyant, it gives strength and courage, but sakyants are a very painful tattooing process. The process of the sakyant tattoo consists of a 2-foot-long needle that is used to apply the tattoo. A pattern is done, and afterwards the monk who applies the tattoo recites a prayer. This prayer is to be believed as a ritual and to make this person stronger. Within the Drung tribe, only women were tattooed. Centuries ago, neighboring tribes invaded the Drung's territory and captured their women as slaves. Once the women were captured by the predators, they began to tattoo their faces to appear more ugly and less likely to get raped. The Drung tribe kept this tradition alive by tattooing young girls. Now when girls turn about 12 or 13, they get their own facial tattoos. These tattoos are used as a rite of passage to maturity. The facial tattoos consist of dots in the middle of their face, usually on the cheeks, around the mouth, in between the eyes, and on the nose. The tattooing process is quite painful and consists of a charcoal outline, then a thorn-etched design on the face, and then charcoal is rubbed over the cuts to make a permanent design once it heals. Dye tattooing is the oldest form of Chinese tattooing. Both men and women get tattooed. Women usually get their tattoos on the backs of their hands and on their arms, while men get their tattoos on their arms to draw attention to their muscles. Children around the ages of 14 and 15 get tattooed as a rite of passage into adulthood, while back in ancient times, children around the ages of 5 and 6 got tattooed. Men are normally heavily tattooed. While there are no preferable designs for the Dai people, they usually get dragons or tigers. Men's tattoos symbolizes their boldness and bravery, while women. The Maori culture of New Zealand also had facial tattoos. To this culture, the heads of the body were the most important part, and this is why the tattoos were done on the face. Tattoos were known as moko, and they marked high statuses. The more detailed the tattoo was, the higher ranked warrior this person was. The Maori tattoos were used as an ID or passport so other tribes could identify each other. The application process consists of a sharp object, usually a bone, being used to cut the skin and design the tattoo. Ink at this time is also tapped in. Men's tattoos were usually on their legs and their faces, while women's tattoos were only below the chin. As you can see, today's tattoos are quite different than the ancient tribal tattoos. You see a lot more color and a lot more designs for many different reasons. Tattoos are different all around the world, and each tattoo has its own meaning and its own purpose.